All right. Let's watch this one. Papa John's Trophy, Manchester United Under-21s face Barrow as Premier League invited clubs discover groups. Let's see this. Let's go.
Welcome back to Sky Sports News, where we've just made the draw for the group stages of the Papa John's Trophy live here just a few moments ago with our two special guests, Clinton Morrison and Michael Dawson. Guys, it was great, that draw. Really enjoyed it. Some tasty fixtures to look at as well. So we're going to start by looking at the northern section, which I think actually probably produced some of the more headline-making fixtures, in all honesty. I'm looking at Group D here. I'm looking at Salford City. I'm looking at the class of 92 Manchester United having to take on Liverpool's under-21s, and you just know that Gary Neville and the team there would absolutely love to beat Liverpool's youngsters, Clinton.
That's a good one. I like Group D and I like Group F, but you're right. Liverpool's under-21s against Salford, also Rochdale, they'll be there. They're making a few good signings, and Accrington are always good. They're always good under their managers. So, yeah, it's a really fascinating draw. But the one in F, Pete, that's the one where you look at Derby, Grimsby, Mansfield, and Man City's under-21s.
Well, you're absolutely right. I wanted to look at Group F as well, because, Michael, I mean, you're looking at Derby County, you're looking at Wayne Rooney, and you're looking at Manchester City. So, you know, Manchester United legend in Rooney would love to get one over on Manchester City's youngsters. And like you just know, like with Liverpool, City are going to be full of star players.
Of course, yeah, that's what Manchester City do. They breed them, they spend a lot of money on young talent, and they play in the same way that Pep has them playing. Derby County in this competition. Scary what happened to them last year, but it can bring some silverware. It can bring joy. You look what happened to Rotherham and Sutton last year in the final. It's an incredible occasion. It's a long way to get there. You've got a lot of work to earn that right to get to Wembley, but your rewards are massive, and we've seen Rotherham winning it last year. And I spoke about Grimsby as well. Good friends of mine, seeing them get promoted back in this competition, and they'll take it as serious as everyone else and want to compete and challenge themselves against the so-called bigger clubs.
It's a really, really good point you make about Derby County and the fact that it has been a tough time. They're in the midst of this takeover and the chance for their fans to celebrate something, a trip to Wembley. You think about Sunderland, who won this competition a few years ago. They'd been on an awful run of relegations and things going against them, and it lifted the fan base. Wembley Stadium packed to the rafters as they won the Papa John's Trophy, and it could be huge for a fan base and huge for a club. You see what's happened to Sunderland since. It was almost the launch pad for them to sort of start making their way back up. They're now back into the Championship.
That's why I say this is an important competition and it's an important trophy. If you can get to the final to win it, it breeds confidence. Derby are going to have a lot of youngsters because obviously they're going to lose a lot of experienced players. So it's good for these youngsters. So, yeah, I wish Derby well, and I hope the club does get sorted out pretty soon, because it's a special club. It's got a brilliant manager, as you said, in Wayne Rooney. So if they can get to the final and try and do what Sunderland done, because you look at Sunderland now, getting promoted. It's been a brilliant season for Sunderland last season.
Yeah, it just proves what a launch pad it can be. And Wayne Rooney, who won so many trophies as a player, I'm sure would love to win one as a manager. And let's turn our attention to the South groups then. And I know you guys were keen to see who your former clubs, Tottenham and Crystal Palace, would get in the draw. Actually, Michael, you drew both Tottenham and Palace in this one here. And what do you make of Spurs? They've got to take on Wycombe, Stevenage and Peterborough. Looks like a good group, that.
It's a tough group. Yep. Very, very tough group. You talk about Peterborough relegated from the Championship, Wycombe getting in the playoffs of League One. We know Gareth Ainsworth very, very well from other shows, and they're going to have to deal with a different physicality. Gareth gets a ball, we've got Big Sam Vokes up top. They might make changes. Yes, of course, it gives other players opportunities, but they're a team that you're going to have to compare, fight against, deal with the ball, under pressure. They play very direct and they get the rewards, and he does an incredible job at Wycombe and Peterborough and Stevenage as well. They're all different challenges for the under-21 teams. They really, really are. The managers that go there, always playing against very similar ages. Now you're playing against senior pros, full-grown men that are going to be physical. How do you deal with them from set pieces? All these kind of things you've got to take into the game and try and have that game management. And that's what they're striving for. The under-21s are striving to be first-team players and trying to be as successful as they can be.
I mean, Clinton, you drew Group E for Crystal Palace, which is Bristol Rovers, Plymouth Argyle and Swindon Town. So will your friends back at Selhurst Park be happy with that?
They'll be happy. Obviously, Bristol Rovers, brilliant. Joey Barton done a good job for them last season. Plymouth just missed out. They're playing some good football under Schumacher there. So, and Swindon, it will be difficult. I know they've had a change of manager. They've got a new manager in there. So it will be difficult, but I believe in Palace. Palace only produce superstars through their academy. As you're talking to one here now, money. I was waiting for that. No money, but they do produce a lot of good talent through their academy. It's run ever so well there. I've been over there. It's a new academy. Brilliant setup there. So those young players will enjoy it. But I had to get that in.
Yeah, fair enough. I knew you might. Interestingly, the under-21 teams have previously been under-23s, of course, as well, but never actually gone on and won the competition. It's always been one of the teams from the Football League. Do you think we might see a change this season, Michael?
I'm not too sure. I think it shows how competitive League One and League Two is. I really, really do. I think Chelsea got to the semi-final of it. Elite football club, elite academy, players going through the ranks. You see how many players of Chelsea's go out on loan, play first-team football, but it just shows the strength that you are at a big club, but how hard it is. And it shows it might be an eye-opener for these under-21 players to go and see how tough League One and League Two is. But it's a great competition. If you can get to the latter stages, get an opportunity to go to Wembley, it might be your only opportunity to ever play there.
Holy shit, bro. All right, yeah, nice. Great thing. Great video. Nice to see. Let's go.